Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to this third All Saints Ilkley All Comers quiz that we're doing in lockdown. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you enjoyed VE Day yesterday. Great that you're here with us this evening. If you've come back, if you've been to either of the previous two, welcome. Great you're actually managing to cope with it. If you're here for the first time, I know there's one or two people joining us for the first time, whether from the Ilkley area or across the country. It's great to see you as well. And if you want to actually put down your list of, tell us in the live chat where you happen to be. I've noticed by seeing one or two messages on the WhatsApp group that we've got people from Ipswich, we've got people from London, we've got people from Hastings, St Leonards-on-Sea. Sonia, good to see you. Good to see Judith and Joyce and Jack and Dave. Two generations of Mills in Hastings there. Fantastic. Great everyone can join us. You're really welcome here. And hopefully that we're going to have the opportunity over this next period of time to test your brain cells because, by the way, in case you don't know who I am, I'm Mike. I'm the vicar at All Saints Ilkley, but also known as the quiz master in my own head anyway. And we're here this evening just to enjoy finding out how much you know. Now, it is VE Day weekend, so there is going to be a little bit of a VE wartime type of quiz. Not every question. I've done my best, but there'll be some theme things there. Great to have people from Guildford. Hi to the Saxtons and to the Nices and to the Hodgsons and the Neesons and the Woolofs. Everyone here. Fantastic, you see. So this is the plan we're going to be. And by the way, we are raising money, if you would like to, for the Ilkley Food Bank. The link is underneath the screen here. If you'd like to donate to the Ilkley Food Bank, that'd be really helpful. Thank you to everyone who's donated so far and everyone who's been really generous with those donations. That's been really appreciated. And I know the food bank people have been thrilled. And it's not just helping people in Ilkley, because the food bank here, I know, helps food banks in the other parts of the local area as well. So being able to donate as well. I just caught someone from Bexhill-on-Sea. Bexhill-on-Sea. Great to have you here as well, all the way from the south coast. So do join in. The idea is this: you mark your own papers. I know you'll be honest, because that's the type of people you are. Mark your own papers. There are 7 rounds of 10 questions each, although the last round will be worth 20. Okay, so your total score will be out of 80, and you'll be pleased to know there are no West Ham questions. You see, I've decided not to try and force one in there because, you see, it just seems to be a bit pointless. But that's the idea. 7 rounds, 10 questions each, a bit of a break in the middle. And also, when we get to the break in the middle, there'll be a photo challenge that will be on the WhatsApp group. So keep an eye out for that if you're able to. So we are going to make a start on our quiz this evening. And the first round, it is VE Day weekend, is entitled VE. Okay, now you might be thinking, is this all about the war? Is this all about the 1940s? No, it's very simple. All the answers begin with V or E. Okay, so the answers begin with either the letter V or the letter E. So please make sure that if you get a B or a D or an F, that's the wrong answer. Okay, great to have the Jones, the Woodmans and the Harris family all on a joint Zoom team. Okay, let's hope the technology works. Dave Mills, my son-in-law, straight away getting in. If only I had the opportunity to block individual people, I might do that. He's just sore because he keeps losing the family quizzes to us. Anyway, we'll get over that family business. Anyway, round number 1, VE. 10 questions. All the answers begin with V or E. Here's the first one. What do you call the multi-layered ice cream product that's sold in many flavors, including chocolate, mint, and pistachio? The multi-layered ice cream product that's sold in many flavors, including chocolate, mint, and pistachio. Answer begins with V or E. What do you think the answer is? By the way, hi Mandy and John from Guildford joining in with the Elliots. They probably need your help. So don't put your answers on the live chat, whatever you do, because that's the equivalent to shouting out across the room. Okay, so don't do that. Anyway, that's the first question. Question number 2. Where would you find Arthur's Seat, the Royal Mile, and the Royal Yacht Britannia? Arthur's Seat, the Royal Mile, and the Royal Yacht Britannia. And by the way, that reminds me, if Miranda and Nigel and Stevie and Arthur are watching from Hastings, great to see you. Just remember that with Arthur's Seat. I think you were planning to watch. Great to see you. You can see me. I can't see you. Do send us a message there in the live chat box. Great you're with us. So where would you find Arthur's Seat, the Royal Mile, and the Royal Yacht Britannia? Question number 3. Rupert, Agatha, Maria, Werner, Hedvig, Johanna, and Martina were members of which family singing group about whom a famous film was made? Rupert, Agatha, Maria, Werner, Hedvig, Johanna, and Martina were members of which family singing group about which a famous film was made? Question number 3, that is. Answer begins with V. Sorry, Emma, and the merits as well. Didn't mean to leave you out. It's in capital letters, that one. That's the equivalent of shouting at me. Anyway, all the answers begin with V or E. Question number 4. In 1979, what killed the radio star according to the Buggles? In 1979, what killed the radio star according to the Buggles? Question number 4 in our VE round. Okay, I've had the shout from the kitchen in the vicarage. Okay, she could probably come and shout through the door at me, but she won't do that. Anyway, that's question number 4. Question number 5. What do you call the study of how equipment and furniture can be arranged in order that people can do work or other activities more efficiently and comfortably? What do you call the study of how equipment and furniture can be arranged in order that people could do work or other activities more efficiently and comfortably? Answer begins with V or with E. Okay, so I suspect the debate, the discussion has started off already. What's the answer going to be? If someone's coming with a D or an M or a T, the answer's wrong. Okay, it's a V or an E. Question number 6. Which soap opera began with the first word spoken, "Caw, stinks it here, doesn't it?" What soap opera began, what were the first lines, which soap opera had its first lines as "Caw, stinks in here, doesn't it?" I probably murdered the accent. That's question number 6. I'll give you a moment to think about that. At the end of each round, I'll give a short moment. If anybody wants to put down questions they want to have read out again, I usually do about the first 3 or 4 people who ask us what they want to look at. Okay. Question number 7. In which city would you find Marco Polo Airport? In which city would you find Marco Polo Airport? Can't travel there at the moment. Many of you might have been there. Place I haven't been. Would love to go there in the future. But where would you find Marco Polo Airport? Which city? Question number 8. Known as aubergine in England and brinjal in South Africa, what is this edible plant known as in the United States of America? known as aubergine in England and brinjal in South Africa. Apologies if I've got the pronunciation completely wrong. What is this edible plant known as in the USA? Begins with a V or begins with an E? One of those two, because it's the VE round. Sorry if I'm treating you like stating the blooming obvious. It's just I have to keep reminding myself so I don't forget which round I'm on. Question number 9. Which European detective drama has just been revived on ITV? Which European detective drama has just been revived on ITV? Now you're probably thinking, what have I seen recently? What did I watch recently? Just been revived, a European detective drama. Okay, I've seen the first one. The second one is on there. You love the London accent. I've worked years at doing the London accent. Thank you, John, for your encouragement, Governor. You're out of order, though. Question number 10, final question in this VE round. What is the name of the 2003 Christmas comedy film starring Will Ferrell, James Caan, and Zooey Deschanel? What's the name of the 2003 Christmas comedy film starring Will Ferrell, James Caan, and Zooey Deschanel? Okay, that's all 10 questions. If anybody would like any of the questions read out again, then you need to be quick by putting a comment in the live chat box, and I'll read out the first 3 or 4 people who decide to get through first and want the question read out before I start giving you the answers. So I'll just waffle for a bit. Don't forget the Ilkley Food Bank is actually, you can support it. We've been supporting it over the last 2 quiz nights that we've done. And but if you don't live in Ilkley, then why don't you make a donation if you want to a food bank near to you as well? I know down in Hastings there's a food bank which I know would really appreciate help and support. So don't forget to do that if you're able to. The food banks all around the country are so needed at the moment. In Ilkley, in Hastings, all around the place. Well, so far, no one has come through wanting to have any questions read out. So I'll give it a couple of seconds more and then we'll work through the answers. It's always difficult on the first round. You're never quite sure. Have you pitched it well? Have you pitched it badly? Have you pitched it sort of at about the right level? I'm pleased to see. Robin Bexhill, well done for making the vegetable curry. They're playing with Sonia and Steve. The Collins are there. I'm glad you're here. Raising a beer to you. Mine's later on, you see, okay? Are the Coles from West Midlands on? This feels like, reuniting people across the airwaves. I don't know. If the Coles from the West Midlands, then please put your comment in the live chat. Okay, here we go. Answers to the VE round. Oh, Kath Woolliffe, very, very confidently, 10 out of 10. The first answer, multi-layered ice cream product sold in many flavours, including chocolate, mint and pistachio. The answer is Viennetta. Viennetta, the staple dessert of many families. Question number 2. Where would you find Arthur's Seat, the Royal Mile and the Royal Yacht Britannia? The answer is Edinburgh. Technically, the Royal Yacht Britannia is in Leith, but actually that you can see it from Edinburgh Castle, so that counts. The answer to number 2 is Edinburgh. Question number 3. Rupert, Agatha, Maria, Werner, Hedvig, Johanna and Martina were the members of which family singing group about whom a famous film was made? The answer is Von Trapp. They are the Von Trapp family. Just for your information, bit of trivia here. In the Sound of Music film, Rupert becomes Liesl. I'm not sure if Rupert agreed to that, but that's why Liesl's not in that list, because actually it's Rupert in real life. Question number 4, and this is Deborah. Deborah Nice said she loved this song. What killed the radio star according to the Buggles? The answer is Video. Not going to sing it for you. You'll be pleased to know. Look it up on YouTube. It's a really, really good song. So Video is the answer to number 4. Question number 5. What do you call the study of how equipment and furniture can be arranged in order that people can do work or other activities more efficiently and comfortably? The answer is ergonomics. Ergonomics. Not economics, ergonomics. That's the answer. Question number 6. Jack and his team are all singing that song. You're far too young, Jack. How do you know that? Unless you're lying about your age. We won't go down that route. Question number 6. Core stinks in here, doesn't it? Well, of course, the first words in the soap opera, EastEnders. EastEnders, those are the first words spoken, I think, by Dirty Den. 1985, could be wrong on that one. A really accurate life of East End London, not. EastEnders is the answer to question number 6. Question number 7, which city would you find Marco Polo Airport? And you can put a comment in the live chat if you've been to that airport. The answer is Venice. Venice is where you'd find Marco Polo Airport. I think it's the airport. You can get a boat from the airport straight to your hotel if you live on the canal side. But Venice is the answer. Question number 8, known as aubergine in England, brinjal in South Africa. What's this edible plant known as in the USA? The answer is eggplant. Eggplant. John Eliot's and, the Hodsons went on honeymoon to Venice. Loads of people went to Venice. Been there, very nice. Lots of people have been there, okay? I'll get tips from you next time when I'm planning to go some point in the future. Anyway, question number 8, eggplant is the answer. Eggplants. Number 9, which European detective drama has just been revived on ITV? The answer is Van der Valk. Van der Valk, starring Mark Warren. They've got the dilemma. Do they speak in Dutch accents, in English accents, or in English with a Dutch accent? A bit like Steve McLaren did infamously. Work it out for yourself. But Van der Valk is the actual. Gosh, Venice is really popular. 3 times Peter and Jerry have been there. Christine got engaged in Venice. If only I'd known. I should have chosen another city. Loads of people. Peter, your wife went there without you. Okay, we won't go down that route. By the way, the Rudds are obviously here. The Rudd family are the defending champions. I've still got your Easter egg somewhere over there somewhere. I'll get it to you eventually, but the Rudds are the defending champions. Question number 10. 2003 Christmas comedy film starring Will Ferrell, James Caan and Zooey Deschanel. It is, of course, Elf. Fantastic film, worth watching every Christmas, worth watching at the moment if you really want to. But Elf is the answer to that. Okay. I'm not doing a Steve McLaren Dutch impression. I really value my job too much. Anyway, so that's the end of the first round. So hopefully most people have got full marks. It's always good to start with a good round to fill you in the swing of it. If you happen to get less than 10 out of 10, feel free to share it with us. We won't judge you. We won't criticize you. We might laugh at you, but we'll actually understand, because you see, sometimes it's not always the obvious answers aren't always the ones. 10 out of 10 from the Hodsons, 10 out of 10 from the Wolof, the Woolsink family, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 from Mia. Which one did you get wrong, Mia? There you go. She'll tell me later. So there we have, end of the first round, the VE round. I wonder how you're doing so far. Have the arguments started yet? Okay. Have the arguments started up? Oh, fair enough. Okay. So I'm just reading, I'm fascinated reading people's social interaction here, you see. Oh, Smiler's got both the TV ones wrong. I suppose I can understand why that might be the case. Okay. Dave Mills got 9. Which one did you get wrong, Dave? Could have been any of them. Anyway, let's move on to round number 2. We've had the VE round. Round number 2 is fake names. Fake names. Not everybody who's in the public eye uses their real name. Sometimes, you'll be shocked to hear this, they use names that are slightly made up and not the real ones, okay? Okay. Yeah, but this is something for Mia and Lisa. Feng Shui doesn't begin with E. Never mind. Here we go. So fake names. I will show you the names on the screen of people whose real name is different from the name they're known as. Can you work out who that person is? Here's the first one. Henry Charles Albert David Windsor. Henry Charles Albert David Windsor. What is he better known as? Henry Charles Albert David Windsor. What's he better known as? Okay. That's an easy one to start off with. They do get harder. Question number 2. Harry Rodger Webb. Harry Rodger Webb. Who is he better known as? What name does he use in his public life? Harry Rodger Webb. Glad to see so many people getting really 10s or 9s or 8s. Always good to start off feeling you're in the swing of it. Keeps you interested. Anyway, Harry Rodger Webb is question number 2 on the fake names round. Question number 3, Marion Morrison. Marion Morrison. What is Marion Morrison's name in public life? What were they better known as to the general public? Marion Morrison. Of course, I know with these questions, it's easy when you know the answers. It's easy when you might think, hang on a second, I've heard of that. If you don't know them, you haven't got a clue. So have a guess anyway. Marion Morrison. Hayden, of course you can join the quiz. Just carry on. Basically, everyone got 10 out of 10 in the first round, so give yourself a 10. Hayden, you're very welcome. Just play along, play where you are, mark your own marks. This is for fun. If you want to make a donation to Ilkley Food Bank, or if you don't live in Ilkley, to the food bank nearest to you, there's a link to the Ilkley Food Bank giving page at the bottom of the screen, or you can find food banks. Just Google and you'll find the food bank nearest to you. Anyway, this is question number 4. Michael Amari. Michael Amari. Who is Michael Amari better known as in real life? Now, this is when you start to think, somebody thinks they know it. I know that somewhere. And someone's always convinced they know it, and someone else is convinced that it's somebody else, and somebody has to play the peacemaker. Hands up if you're the peacemaker in your quiz team. You've got a tough job. But keep going. It's really important. We want nobody falling out with each other. Anyway, Michael Amari. This is the next one. I think number 5 this could be. Stevland, Hardaway, Judkins. Stevland, Hardaway, Judkins. If you see a bit of black tape up in the top right-hand corner of the screen, that's meant to be there. There's just a blue box behind that actually I've never been able to get rid of. So I'll put the black tape up there. But having said that, I've just drawn your attention to it, which probably defeated the object of it. Never mind. Anyway, Stevland, Hardaway, Judkins. Here's question number 6. Caryn, Elaine, Johnson. Caryn, Elaine, Johnson. Who is Caryn better known as to the general public? Again, if you know it, it's easy. If you don't know it, you either Google it, which you won't be doing because you're not like that. Have a guess. Caryn, Elaine, Johnson. Question, I think this is number 8. I've lost count. I should have numbered these slides, but there are 10 questions. Unlike the last quiz, when I had one round with 11 questions and 10 answers, that was my mistake. Anyway, here's the next one. Number 8, I think. Ilyena, Lydia, Mironoff. Ilyena, Lydia, Mironoff. Who is Ilyena better known as in public life? Here's question number 9. I think, no, this is question number 8. I've just realised because I've seen the next question. This is question number 8. Archibald Leach. Archibald Leach. Now, that's a fantastic name. Why would you want to change that name? Because that sounds so distinguished. But this person did. So what is Archibald? Who is Archibald Leach better known as to the general public? Thank you, Phil. I was just trying to work out whether you would give me a film review, a mark for the quiz so far. That's right. So this is question number 8. That was question number 7. Thanks, Phil. Really appreciate it. Here's the next question. Question number 9. Edda van Heemstra, Hepburn-Ruston. Edda van Heemstra, Hepburn-Ruston. Bit of a big clue in the name there. Edda van Heemstra, Hepburn-Ruston. Bit of a clue there. Ah, there you go, John. The easy round, the hard. If you know it, you know it. That's why you need to gather around you a brains trust all around you. People have different skills and different knowledge in different things. That's the idea. That's the plan. But never mind. Easy round, hard round. They all balance out in the end. Finally, question number 10. Thomas Mapother IV. Thomas Mapother IV. I'll give you a clue on this one because I've actually taken out another middle name that will give it away. But Thomas Mapother IV has been in the news this week to do with going into space. Thomas Mapother IV has been in the news this week concerning going into space? So there's your 10 questions. Does anybody want, actually, I'm not going to ask, don't ask me to repeat numbers because I didn't number the slides. So I could be spending hours going through them again. So on this particular one, I won't tell you, I won't give you the opportunity to have questions asked again, unless you really plead with me and do it really quickly. And then I'll give it a go if I can. Okay. Some of these are tricky. Absolutely. You don't want a quiz to be too easy. Okay. So here we go. Have you written down your answers? Has the person you've designated to be the question answer writer downer done their job properly? Is their writing legible? Okay. This is one of those rounds when somebody's going to say, I told you so. I knew it was them. Okay. I'm pretty sure I've got 10. Let me just cycle back through this. I'll go through. Actually, this is a sneaky way of seeing if there were 10 questions. Okay, here we go. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm paranoid now after last time. 10 questions. There we are. So we're going to go through the answers now. Let's see how well you did. Henry Charles Albert David Windsor is Prince Harry. Harry is just a nickname. His actual name is Henry. Henry Charles Albert David Windsor is Prince Harry. Question number 2. Harry Rodger Webb is Sir Cliff Richard. Sir Cliff Richard. You may have been expecting the Reg Dwight question. I did think about that, but there wasn't enough room for it. Okay. Blame the maths teacher. I do blame the maths teacher, whoever that is. Okay. So Harry Rodger Webb, Sir Cliff Richard. Marion Morrison. Marion Morrison was John Wayne. John Wayne was actually the stage name of Marion Morrison. You could probably work out the image of the cowboy might have been a bit different. So John Wayne in real life was Marion Morrison. Now the next one, I wonder how well you did, because you might actually say, when I tell you who the person is, you might think, never heard of them. Michael Amari is Stormzy. Michael Amari is Stormzy. He's a popular grime artist for those of you who've never heard of him. Headline Glastonbury last year. Okay, I sound as if I know what I'm talking about. I've just read the actual write-up on him. Okay, so Michael Amari is Stormzy. The next one, Stevland, Hardaway, Judkins, Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder, his real name is Stevland Hardaway Judkins. Stevland Hardaway Judkins. I know, who'd have thought? Okay, who'd have thought that? If you got that one right, well done. I'd have never have got that one right, even with the clue of Stev at the beginning. Caryn Elaine Johnson is Whoopi Goldberg. Caryn Elaine Johnson is Whoopi Goldberg. Next question, number 7. Yeah, number 7. Ilyena Lydia Mironoff, Helen Mirren. Helen Mirren, Dame Helen Mirren is Ilyena Lydia Mironoff. Of course, you'll see it now in the surname, but you either know it or you don't. So Helen Mirren is Elaine. Miranda got the Stevie one. Miranda, fantastic. Well done getting that one right. I wouldn't have got it right. Next one, question number 8. Archibald Leach was Cary Grant. Archibald Leach was Cary Grant. If you don't know who Cary Grant are, you're far too young. There's some great films on there. Here's the next one. Now, this one had a big clue in it. You're probably thinking, which of the names was the clue? Edda van Heemstra, Hepburn-Ruston, Audrey Hepburn. Audrey Hepburn is Edna van Heemstra, Hepburn-Ruston. And finally, I gave you the clue because I took a middle name out of this person's name, which would have given away the actual answer. But I said this was someone who's been in the news recently because they went into space. The answer is Tom Cruise. His actual name is Thomas Cruise Mapother IV. Thomas Cruise Mapother IV. And he apparently is going to go into space and film on the International Space Station for his next movie. trivia there for you in case it comes up on another quiz night. I suspect that round was a bit more tricky for people, certainly looking at the comments that came up. So maybe don't give us your score just now. After round 3, after the next round, you can actually give me your questions. You can give me your scores so far, okay? Question at 3 out of 10, 6, 5 out of 10 from the Elliots, okay? Just seeing if anybody's oh yeah, Porter's here. This is on the WhatsApp group. Cleavers from Ipswich, hello to you. Great you're with us, okay? I think the invite link is actually put on the WhatsApp group. Thank you, Phil, for doing that. The for Emma and Carolyn Burley, fantastic. The Briggs are here but can't chat online. Well done, thank you. Great, Linda and Les, glad you're with us. Now, the next round is a picture round. 9, well done, the Neeshams. The picture round, and it's all because recently, as I'm sure you'd have probably worked out, there's been a fantastic Captain Tom Moore. What a fantastic job he did, raising last count £32 million for the NHS charities by he really captured the imagination. And little known fact, he shares the same birthday as me, or rather I share the same birthday as him, April the 30th. Of course, the fly past for Captain Tom was originally meant to come up to Ilkley, but they must have got lost somewhere in the Midlands. So I missed out on that. But I'm happy to share my birthday with Captain Tom. So God bless you, Captain Tom. But because of that, in honour of him, it's a picture quiz of famous captains. Famous captains. I'm going to show you some, I see some trash talking going on between the Gerard and the Rudds, okay? Okay, the Rudds. Oh, I see. Thank you, Nisha. Thank you, Christine, for letting me know. Famous captains. A picture of a famous captain. Can you give me the actual name? Captain, you don't get marks for captain. You've got to have their actual name of the captain. Here's the first one. Which famous captain is this? Which famous captain is this? Captain, I'll give you that. You don't get half a point for captain. You've got to have the point you only get by getting the complete title. So which captain is this? Okay. Some people have got that straight away. In fact, there's always one person who doesn't bother asking the rest of the team. They just write down straight away and desperately hope they've got it right. Question number 2. Which captain is this? Which captain is this? There have been different versions of this captain over the years, but they've always looked roughly the same. Okay. Mia, no, you just have, no, it's just the name, okay? Not the, for the last question, it's not the real person's name, it's the character they're playing who's a captain, okay? Here's the next one. Question number 3, I'm counting this time. Who is this? Which captain is this? You might need the younger members of your team, the really young members of your team, to actually work out who this is. Which captain is this? That's number 3 on the captain's round. Question number 4. I'm just going to put fingers up because I won't forget. Question number 4. Which captain is this? Which captain is this? That's number 4. Okay. Again, you know, famous captain from a TV series. Which captain is this? Here's the next one. Which captain is this? Who is that? Which captain is that? Distinguished. Obviously a photograph from probably back in the 40s or 50s. Which captain is that? That was number 5. So question number 6. This next one's going to take some people back to their childhood, to those moments when it was 25 to 6 on a weekday evening. The news was about to start at 20 to 6 and they always had a 5-minute cartoon. This person was often on the cartoon. Which captain is this? Which captain is this? And if you're singing the theme tune right now, then you really are of a certain age. Which captain is that? Apparently, big screen version of this captain is about to hit the screens, and I think it's Mark Frost. Mark Frost is down to play this character in real life. Nearly said the name there. Wouldn't have been good. Which captain is that? That's number 6. I've lost count now. I've been talking so much, I've lost count. You've got 0 so far. I can't believe that, Nick and Alison. Who's this? Which captain is this? I think this is number 7. I've lost count. I was counting on my fingers. Then I started waxing lyrical about TV programs of my youth. Lost count. This is 6 or 7. I know there's 10 in this round. So when we get to the end, that will be the end of it. So whichever number this is, write it down. Which captain is this? Which captain is this? You might have actually had an action figure. Thank you, Phil. This is number 7. I'm glad you're counting. This is number 7. Which captain is that? You may even have had an action figure of this captain at some point. Okay. Question number 8. Which captain is this? Now you need the full name of this first and second name. You won't get a point for what they're the captain of, because that's a bit obvious, but you need the full name, first and second name, to get the points for this person. Okay. I might give you a half a point if you get one of them right and not the other, but you need both names for the full point. Thank you, Anna. Phil, thank you for admitting the fact that Anna's counting. I'm glad somebody is. Okay, question number 9. Who's that? Which captain is this? Which captain is this person? Okay, Phil, that's not giving it away because it was a bit obvious, but I'll let you have that, okay? So which captain is this? And finally, in the famous captain's round, which captain is this? Who is this? Which famous captain is this man? So this is in honour of Captain Tom Moore, 100 years old, just last week, shares a birthday with me. Anyone else in the April the 30th club, feel free to join, apply for membership actually there on the live chat. There's 2 of us. My Uncle John, who sadly died a few years ago, he was April the 30th as well. So there's at least 3 of us who are in the April 30th club that I know of. Anyway, famous captains. So again, I won't go through the questions again. Everybody should have 10. And we're going to go through the answers. And again, some are easy, some are not so easy. Some you'll know, some you won't know. Let's see how you get on. Question number 1. Which captain is this? Captain America. Captain America. Played by an actor who some of you know. Captain America is number 1. Number 2. Captain Birdseye. Captain Birdseye of Fish Fingers fame. This is Captain Birdseye is the answer to number 2. Number 3, Captain Underpants. Captain Underpants. I know. Can you think about the meeting when they thought this one up? Captain Underpants. Okay, Captain Underpants. Steve Rogers doesn't count. It has to be Captain America. Okay. This is number 4. Captain Janeway. Captain Janeway of the Starship Voyager. Captain Janeway from the Star Trek series. Not Picard, not Kirk. Captain Janeway is the answer to number 4. Now, the next one, I wonder how you got on. Which captain is this? This is Captain Tom Moore. This is the younger version of Captain Tom Moore in his army days. So Captain Tom Moore is the answer. Fantastic. Oh, style points. I get the point. Thank you very much. Style points. Not for style points. Anyway, this is Captain Tom Moore in his younger days. Distinguished gentleman. Apparently, there's also a clip doing the rounds of him on Blankety Blank back in the 1980s. Okay, there you go. It's amazing what you can find out about people. Great to hear that Nigel got that one right down in Hastings. Question number, I've lost count now again. Whatever one this is, I think this is 6. Anna will tell me in a second. Captain Pugwash. Captain Pugwash from the Tea Time 5-minute serials. Used to be Hergé's Adventures of Tintin, Barber Papa, and Magic Roundabout, Captain Pugwash. Captain Pugwash is the answer to number 6. Thank you very much. Okay. If you got Tom, fantastic. Question number 7. Captain Scarlet, indestructible. Captain Scarlet, indestructible. Okay. You can't really tell, but his skin is remarkably smooth because it's plastic. Anyway, Captain Scarlet took on the Mysterons on a regular basis, couldn't die. He was indestructible. Captain Scarlet is number 7. Number 8, this is Captain Heather Knight. Heather Knight, captain of the England's women cricket team, World Cup winners a couple of years ago. Fantastic game. So anyway, Captain Heather Knight. You need Heather Knight to get the full point. If you got Heather, you get half a point. If you get Knight, you get half a point. Heather Knight for the full point. Number 9, Captain Obvious. Captain Obvious from Hotels.com, the advert. Captain Obvious, who states the obvious about all sorts of things. But Captain Obvious shows how much TV I watch on a regular basis. And finally, question number 10 in the famous captain's round. Captain Cook. Captain Cook. Famously discovered or reputedly discovered Australia. I think it was there before he got there. But Captain Cook is the answer for this particular one. That was so obvious. Obviously it was. Jot up, total up your answers after the first 3 rounds and put your score out of 30 on the live chat. Let's see who's heading the field and who's at the back of the pack. So this is out of a score of 30. How are you doing? Okay. Hopefully round 2 maybe thinned out the field a bit. So your score is out of 30 and we'll see how you're doing. 21 out of 30 from the Tigs, 20 out of 30 from the Nices, sorry. Saxons have got 20, 25 out of 30 for Jack's team, 23 out of 30 for Miz. The Rudds are storming ahead, 27, 25, 8 out of 10. That was one round. What's the total out of 30, John? 22, 22, 22, 25, 27 so far. Sorry, Hayden. Well done for trying. 7 out of 30. Keep going. The Rhys Jones are on 20. So the Rudds are still 25. The Lingard's on 17. Team Wallbank is on 24. 26 from the Harwoods. You're right there, 1 point behind. So I think the Rudds seem to be in the lead, but everyone's not too far behind. Most people are doing okay. Okay. So the Rudds are setting the pace. They're the ones to be got. They're out front. They're the Liverpool in this particular quiz night. Although, who knows, the whole quiz might get cancelled if there's a power cut. A bit like the league might be, but never mind. I won't complain. If the league got cancelled now, we won't get relegated, we being West Ham United. Anyway, enough about my football. Let's move on. 18.5 from the Smilers, 19 from the Porters. Al, very confident down in Hastings. We're going to win. You've got to take the Rudds on if you really want to. If you've never met the Rudds, they know their stuff. Anyway, next round. This is a round about World War II. You've got to have a round about World War II. So this is a round about World War II. And again, there are no particular letters as such. There's no V and E. This is just, I've hopefully pitched these reasonably well. Hopefully you can have a guess if you don't know them. So this is round number 4, the World War II round. Question 1. Where did the Germans keep their most important prisoners of war? Where did the Germans keep their most important prisoners of war? What was the name of the famous prisoner of war camp where the most important prisoners were kept? That is water, by the way. It's not gin. I'm not that desperate. Question number 2. And by the way, because I've numbered them and they're on my sheet here, that means if you, at the end of the round, if you want questions asked again, then actually I'll let you have them. Question number 2. In America, they used the name Liberty State during World War II to avoid using a German sounding word for a popular snack. What was the German sounding word? So during World War II in America, they used the term Liberty Steak to avoid using a German sounding word for a very popular snack? What was the German sounding word? Question number 2. Question number 3. What was the Unterseeboot better known as in World War II? What was the Unterseeboot better known as in World War II? Question number 3. Question number 4. What electronic system was first demonstrated in Britain on June the 17th, 1935 by Robert Watson Watt? What electronic system was first demonstrated in Britain on June the 17th, 1935 by Robert Watson Watt? That's question number 4. 27 from the Joneses. The Rudds, you've only joint first places now because the Jones team, the team with Emma Jones, are also on 27. So there you go. Do you feel the pressure? Question number 5. Which naval battle in the Pacific Ocean was the first in which the opposing ships neither saw or fired directly upon each other? What naval battle in the Pacific Ocean was the first in which the opposing ships neither saw or fired directly upon each other? Famous World War II naval battle in the Pacific Ocean, and the ships never saw each other, never fired on each other. All the battle was undertaken by aircraft. Question number 6. There are 7 rounds, Hayden. This is round number 4. We're having a short break. There'll be 3 rounds after the break. Question number 6. In 1942, who was the last person to be incarcerated in the Tower of London? In 1942, who was the last person to be incarcerated in the Tower of London? I like the idea that if you're doing the quiz alone, you can triple your points. I'd love to do that for you, but then again, I can't, because then every other team would have to divide their points by the same number. I'm sure you've got the intelligence to outthink and out-answer everyone. Anyway, that was question number 6. Last person in 1942 to be incarcerated in the Tower of London. Question number 7. Which was the first Axis country to surrender to the Allies? Which was the first Axis country? That's the country that weren't on the Allied side. Which was the first country to surrender to the Allied forces? Question number 7, that was. Question number 8. With many male agricultural workers joining the armed forces, women were needed in World War II to provide a new rural workforce who were called the What Army. During the war, so many male agricultural workers joined up that there was an army of women workers had to be recruited to a new workforce that was called the What Army. That's question number 8. Question number 9. Okay, I'll go back to screens. Okay, I'll give you quickly number 1 to 5 in a minute. Question number 9. Which aircraft dropped the bouncing bomb designed by Barnes-Wallis, featured in the film The Dam Busters? Which aircraft dropped the bouncing bomb designed by Barnes-Wallis, featured in the film The Dam Busters? What was the name of the aircraft that dropped the bomb? Now, I'll come to question 10 in a minute. I'm just going to quickly go through questions 1 to 9. You'll understand why. Question 1, where did the Germans keep their most important prisoners of war? Question number 2, Americans used the name Liberty Steak to avoid using which German sounding word for a popular snack? Question number 3, what was the Unterseeboot better known as? Question number 4, what electronic system was first demonstrated in Britain on June 17, 1935 by Robert Watson Watt? Question number 5, which naval battle in the Pacific Ocean was the first in which the opposing ships neither saw or fired directly on each other? Question number 7, which was the first Axis power to surrender to the Allied forces? Question number 8, what was the name of the army that women were needed to form in the rural areas because so many men had gone to war? The what army? Question number 9, which aircraft dropped the bouncing bomb designed by Barnes Wallis, featured in the film The Dam Busters? Now, question number 10 is, if you take the first letters of your answers for the first 9 questions, you will get a word which is also associated with World War II. What's that 9-letter word? If you take the first letters of the answers to your 9 questions and put them in order, you get a 9-letter word that is also associated with World War II. What is that letter? What is that word? Okay. Not only does that mean you can now go back over your answers and work out whether you've got any wrong, because if the word you've got doesn't make any sense, it also means that I'm not going to give you the answers to this round this side of the break. We'll do it the other side of the break. It gives you a chance to go back over your answers. So while we're going to have the break at the end of round 3, at the end of round 4, I'll give you the answers. Also, whilst you're working out your answers to that question on the WhatsApp group, I want you, if you want to, just for fun, take a photograph of your best wartime celebration. Imagine you were doing VE Day back in 1945. Try and recreate the atmosphere with whatever happens to be around you. Okay, put your photo on the WhatsApp group. Okay, the question. Oh, okay. Question number 6, because someone said, in 1942, who was the last person to be incarcerated in the Tower of London? Thank you for pointing out. Okay, number 6. Okay, so number 6 was, who was the last person to be incarcerated in the Tower of London? I knew I did that, just seeing who spotted it. Anyway, put the first letters of the first 9 answers together. You get a 9-letter word associated with World War II. And that what is that 9-letter word? And also during the break, while you look at your answers to that round, also put a photograph on the WhatsApp group of your best recreation of VE Day 1945 with your team around you. Okay, I'll be back in 10 minutes and answers to round number 4. Okay, hope you had a good time, a tea break. I have to say, thank you for the photos you've been putting on WhatsApp. Undoubtedly, the most creative one, if I can do that, I'll try and do it. It was this one here. Look at that. 4 people on Zoom creating a Union Jack. What a fantastic effort. Well done, that family, for giving it a go. Now, somebody actually said it deserves extra points. And of course, if I was really in a generous mood, I'll give you extra points, but I have to pick you up on the fact there were actually heads and body parts in the background. If you look at the actual Union Jack, you'll notice there's no human involvement there on the Union Jack. But well done, fantastic effort. Thank you for all the other photos as well. It's a great way of being able to recreate the different things. So if you've still got a photograph, do keep it coming in. Now, I said that I was going to give you the answers to the World War II round and then hopefully work out what the 9-letter word was to do for the question 10. So here's the answers. Question 1, where did the Germans keep their most important prisoners of war? Colditz Castle. That was where the board game for Colditz as well. Question number 1 was Colditz. Question number 2, what was the name? Americans used the name Liberty Steak to avoid using which German sounding word for a popular snack? Hamburger. Hamburger was question number 2 answer. What was the Untersee Boot better known as in World War II? Probably sounded different, spoken by a proper German. The U-boat. The U-boat. So U was number 3. What electronic system was first demonstrated in Britain on June 17th, 1935 by Robert Watson Watt? Radar. Radar is the answer to that. Question number 5. Which naval battle was the first in which the opposing ships neither saw or fired directly upon each other? Coral Sea. The Battle of Coral Sea. So C. Question number 6, the one I missed out in my read-through. In 1942, who was the last person to be incarcerated in the Tower of London? Rudolf Hess. Rudolf Hess. So H is the answer you're looking for there. Number 7, who was the first Axis power to surrender to the Allies? The answer is Italy. Italy. Question number 8. What was the name of the army that women joined in the rural areas because so many male agricultural workers had gone to war? It was the Land Army, the Land Army. And question number 9, which aircraft dropped the bouncing bomb designed by Barnes Wallis that's featured in the film The Dam Busters? The Lancaster bomber, the Lancaster bomber. And that means if you've got all your questions right, if you manage to work out that you've got a question wrong by looking at it, that should bring up. Okay, last person to be incarcerated in Tower of London. Okay, well, okay, according to my Google, thank you, Graham, for giving me. But actually, because it's World War II, the clue was in World War II, even though I technically got the wording right. But even that's part of the reason you should have worked out that K wouldn't have worked out. Here we go. The answer was, question number 10 was Churchill. Churchill should have been the 9-letter word that actually you should have come up with for number 10. Churchill should have been the number 1. So there you go. World War II round, out of 10. Add it to your score. Don't give us it just now. We'll see how you're doing. Right, round number 5. Animal groups. Groups of animals. Every animal group, when they get together, they have a particular name associated with it. Okay, so a group of wolves is called a pack of wolves. So it's amazing what you find. Now, these are really difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a clue to what the actual answer is. Okay, so had I said a group of wolves is called a what? It's also something that cubs meet in and scouts meet in. You'd have got the word pack. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give you the name, what is the group, but I'm going to give you a clue to what the name is. So here we go. Question number 1. A group of frogs is called what? The clue is organised fighting force. A group of frogs is called a what? an organised fighting force is the clue. Question number 2. A group of rhinos is called what? The clue is when two vehicles collide. When two vehicles collide. A group of rhinos when two vehicles collide. Question number 3. A group of kangaroos. Clue, what forms when people flash in unison? Now, don't think about it in a gutter way. What forms when people flash in unison? Not flash in that way, flash in the popular culture way. A group of kangaroos. What forms when people flash in unison? I wrote that clue before I realised how it could be misinterpreted. Question number 4. A group of whales. A group of whales. The clue is one of the apple eye products. A group of whales. One of the apple eye products. Question number 5. A group of parrots. The clue is wild and noisy disorder. A group of parrots, wild and noisy disorder. Now, I didn't know this one, and that actually is the dictionary definition on the web, so I looked up on. A group of parrots, wild and noisy disorder. Question number 6. A group of owls. That's O-W-L-S, because my accent probably means I could have been saying any word there. A group of owls, to wit to woo. And the clue is currently meeting virtually in London. Currently meeting virtually in London. That's the group of owls. I can't say the word. To wit to woo. You know what I mean. Number 7. A group of giraffes. The clue is Blackpool, London, Pisa, 40. A group of giraffes, Blackpool, London, Pisa, 40. That's the clue. Question number 8. A group of skunks. A group of skunks, and the clue is it's exactly what you think it's going to be. Okay, that's not a clue, but think what a group of skunks is going to be called, and that's it. Okay, so a group of skunks is basically exactly what you think it's going to be. Okay, I'll come back to those in a minute, Emma and Brian, when I get to the end. Question number 9, a group of camels. A group of camels, it's what you get stuck behind often on rural roads. What you get stuck behind often, if you're in a car, on rural roads. A group of camels. And question number 10, a group of lemurs. A group of lemurs. And the clue is when people plot mischief together. When people plot mischief together. Okay, I've already had a couple of requests. Question number 3, a group of kangaroos. It's what forms when people flash in unison, not in the nasty, not in the sort of, not very good way. Question number 5, group of parrots, wild and noisy disorder. Wild and noisy disorder. Okay. Any other requests for questions to be repeated for this groups of animals? Okay. And question 5 is an X question. You're absolutely right. Okay. Couple more seconds. Give people a chance just to come back. Question 10, group of lemurs. And the clue is when people plot mischief together. When people plot mischief together. Okay, just had the last one. Question 8, group of skunks. It's exactly what you think it will be. Group of camels, number 9, group of camels. If you're in a car, it's what you get stuck behind on a rural road. What you get stuck behind on a rural road. Okay, here's the answers. Are you ready? Group of frogs is an army, an organised fighting force, an army of frogs. The clue to lemurs was when people plot mischief together. That's question number 10. Answer to number 1 is an army of frogs. Answer number 2. A PCC of lemurs. I like your thinking, Peter. That's what we're going to call ourselves from now on. Question number 2. A group of rhinos is called a crash when two vehicles collide. A crash of rhinos. Question number 3. A group of tractors. Sorry, I'm just inside. I was just distracted by the answer that came from the Hodgsons. A group of tractors is not known as tractors. So I was really distracted there. Anyway, a group of kangaroos is a mob of kangaroos. What forms when people flash together in unison? Who's the one person? Okay, so a group of kangaroos is a mob of kangaroos. A group of whales, question number 4. Group of whales is a pod of whales. That's one of the Apple iProducts, an iPod. So a pod of whales, a pod of whales. Number 5, this is really fascinating to know. A group of parrots, the clue was wild and noisy disorder. It's a pandemonium of parrots. If you learn nothing else tonight, a group of parrots is called a pandemonium. Did you say group of carrots? No, group of carrots, no, group of camels. Group of camels, John, that's number 9. So number 5 is a pandemonium of parrots. Number 6, a group of owls, to wit to woo, is a parliament. Meeting virtually in London at the moment, a parliament of owls is number 6. Number 7, a group of giraffes. This is so obvious. A tower of giraffes. Blackpool, London, Pisa, 40, all towers. A tower of giraffes is number 7. Number 8, a group of skunks. And I said it's exactly what you think it's going to be. It's a stench of skunks. A stench of skunks. How could it be anything else? A stench of skunks is a group of them. Number 9, a group of camels. You get stuck behind them on rural roads, not tractors. It's a caravan of camels. If you are a caravan driver, no offence, but you do go rather slow. Obviously, for safety's sake, you go slow on rural roads. But sometimes car drivers just have to accept the fact they're going to be behind you. But it's a caravan of camels. A caravan of camels. And number 10, group of lemurs, a conspiracy of lemurs. When people plot mischief together, a conspiracy of lemurs. So there you have all 10. If anyone missed an answer, then let me know quickly. I'm not going to go through them. It could have been a stink of skunks. That's right. It could have been a stink, but it wasn't. It's a stench of skunks. I don't know who decides these things. Yeah, who names the groups of animals? That's a question for another quiz night, okay? So that's the end of round 5. 2 rounds to go. Advance warning, the traditional last round, as I said on the promo video, when you do something twice, it becomes a tradition. The last round is the traditional lyrics round. We'll come to that in a moment. But number 6 is a photo picture quiz round on the screen, and it's last scenes of films. This VE Day commemorated the end of war in Europe, VE Day. So therefore, we're having something to do with the end of things. I'm going to show you the pictures, the last of not necessarily the very last scene, but something from a film, one of the very last scenes in a film. Can you tell me what the film is called from watching the last scene? Okay. A group of figures is called a clever group, an intelligent group. Okay. And any answers that come up with anything that's not complimentary, I think actually it's a synod of vicars actually. Anything uncomplimentary is points off. Anyway, last scenes of films. I'll show you the last scene from a film. Can you tell me what the film is? A confusion of vicars. That's probably closer to the truth than you realise, Peter. Here's the first one. Which film is this the last scene of? Which film? One of my favourite films. Which film is this the last scene of? Probably may slightly because you're watching it on the screen, on my screen here. Okay, last scene. Number 2. Which film is this the last scene of? Which film is this the last scene of? Question number 2. Again, really good film. Affected me when I watched it for a while. And if you know the film, you'll know why. That's question number 2. Question number 3. What is this the final scene of? Or this frame is from the final scene of this film. Which film is this? Read a fascinating theory about this film on the dark recesses of the internet today. When we get to the answer, I'll tell you what the theory was, which I could see what they made. I see where they were coming from, but it's total nonsense. Which film is this the last scene of? Question number 4. Which film is this the last scene of? Question number 4. The last scene of a film. Hopefully you've got somebody in your team that knows these. Somebody's watched this film or the films we're going to show. Okay? Which film is this the last scene of? Question number 5. Slightly more tricky one, this, but when you know it, you really know it. Which film is this? These are all iconic films, well-known films, famous films. There's no obscure art house indie films. Which film is this the last scene of? When you know it, you know it. Again, fantastic film. Remember watching it, really good. Probably on at the moment somewhere on one of the channels you've got on your TV. That's question number 5. Question number 6. You might need some younger members of your team to tell you what this film is the last scene of. Which film is this the last scene of? Again, great film, seen it, watched it with grandchildren. Gives you a clue. Well, actually doesn't give you a clue at all, actually, but never mind. I can pretend I'm giving you clues even if I'm not. That was question, I've lost count now. Number 6, I think that's number 6, never mind. We'll get to the end. You keep your own count. I'm losing count. Question number 7, I think. Question number 7. I always get lost around 7, don't I? Never mind. Question number 7. Which film? This is a fantastic film. This is a really brilliant film. That is Morgan Freeman. I'll give you that as a clue. Morgan Freeman. What is this the last scene of? Which film? Question number 8, I think. Question number 8. Which scene is this film? Which film is this scene from? Not which scene is this film from. Which film is this scene from? When you know it, you know it. And if it's one of your favourite films, you're just shouting the answer, not just at me, but the person who's writing down the answers for your team. Question number 9. Which, now I have to say, I did know which of the franchise this was from, but because I know if I give the wrong answer, somebody is going to, through the live chat, shout at me in capital letters. So it can, I don't need the specific film in the franchise, just the franchise, okay? If when we get round to it, you can tell me what film it is, you won't get extra points. It will just confirm what I think it is. I'll tell you what I think it is, but I've forgotten and I've run into trouble in the past with getting details wrong. Earlier on the quiz, actually. Which franchise is this the last scene of a film from? And finally, question number 10. Which film is this scene from in the final scene? Question number 10. So I can't go through the answers. I can't go through and repeat the questions for you. No, there's no bonus points, John. No bonus points. Just you can be smug to know you know the answer. And you can also help me because I was thinking about going for it, but then I lost confidence because I know how passionate fans of that film franchise get. Okay. Question 2 again. Okay, I'll go through these really, really quickly because it's Phil, because he's helped me so much. Okay. Question 1. Question 2. Question 3. I'm saying it out loud so I don't lose count. Question 4. Question 5. Question 6. Question 7. Question 8. question 9, and question 10. There you have all 10. Here we go. So write your answers down. Penultimate round, all to play for at the end of this. We'll get your scores at the end of this round. And don't forget, the lyrics round has 20 points associated with it. First one, The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book. Baloo and Mowgli going off arm in arm, or is Baloo dragging him? But it's The Jungle Book. Fantastic film. Remember watching this at the cinema back in the... Okay. Fantastic film. Great film to watch. The Jungle Book. Question number 2, Jaws. You're going to need a bigger boat. Hands up if when you saw Jaws, you wouldn't go swimming in the sea for a long while. I was one of those people. Jaws is answer to number 2. Number 3, Grease. Grease is the answer to number 2. Sorry, John, you've missed number 6. Now, the theory about this I read was that actually Grease was actually Sandy had died because, you know, she drowned in the summer before. And this was all the dreamlike sequence. And this final bit when Sandy and Danny go off in the car into the sky is her going to heaven. Okay. Very clever theory. And then the writer of Grease said, load of rubbish. It's just a musical. It's just a fun film. But number 3 is Grease. Great film. Number 4, The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz. Not an arty black and white modern photo. It really was black and white. Children, there was a time when films were made in black and white because colour didn't exist. Not on films anyway. Okay? If you know anyone in your team who remembers before the age of colour films, just be kind to them. That's Wizard of Oz. Number 5. Now, did you get this one? This is a bit more tricky. The answer is E.T. E.T. the Extraterrestrial. E.T. was fine. Okay, if you put the Extraterrestrial as well, which is technically the name of the film, don't get extra points. It's E.T. Okay, E.T. has gone home. That's question number 6. I've lost count again. I'm talking too much. That's my problem. Question number 7. I think this is, but you know what it is. Tangled is the film. Tangled. This is the tearful scene when the heroine is reunited with her parents who thought she'd died years before. Tangled is the answer. Question number, this is question number 7. Question number 7. That was question number 6. This is question number 7. The Shawshank Redemption. The Shawshank Redemption. Really, if you've never seen it, do watch it. I've given away the final scene. I hadn't thought of that. If you haven't seen these films and you were planning on watching them, you've now seen the final scenes. Hadn't thought of that one. Sorry about that. Okay. Shawshank Redemption. Question number 8. Casablanca. Casablanca is the film. Casablanca is number 8. Now, question number 9. I think, but I could be wrong, that this is Star Wars 4, A New Hope. But somebody's about to correct me if I'm wrong. Star Wars is what you get the point for. If you've got Star Wars 4, A New Hope, and it's the right answer, you can just look smug on the live chat. If I've got it wrong, then you can be smug in doubly ways, just no extra points. But Star Wars, is it Empire Strikes Back? See, that's exactly why I didn't do it. I knew I'd get it wrong. Anyway, Star Wars is the answer. Okay. Is Star Wars 4, A New Hope? I'm having a conversation with Jack here. Is that the one where it ends up with the crowd, with the big crowd scene in the throne room? I think it is. Okay. Okay. There's lots of recommendations coming in for Tangled. Okay. But anyway, Star Wars is the answer to this one. It's a good job I didn't go for A New Hope because then I'd have been shouted at. Anyway, here we go. Last one. Question number 10. Titanic. Titanic is the film. Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet, and this is the scene. Obviously, actually, by the way, I don't want to give the answer away to you. It's a bit obvious. Okay, here we go. So that's 10 out of 10. Now, I need you to tot up your scores. We're coming to the final round. Tell us what your score is. It's out of 60. Marks out of 60 going into the final round. Okay, jolly good. Absolutely. That's why I didn't want to go down that route. People having an argument. There'll be people YouTubing it now, people digging out their collection of DVDs or downloading it. So out of 60, so far, Jack Bacon's team is on 55. They're leading Don't forget, there's 20 points for the final round. 20 points for the final lyric round. Okay, so 55 so far. Jackie's leading. 52, 46, 49. Okay, 44, 45 on your own. Dave Broom, you might do really well on the lyrics round, Dave. Don't give up hope. Dave Broom, the Broomster from Hastings. Great you're here with us. 42 out of 60. 53 for the Ruds. Oh, they're dropping behind. Okay. Sharon doesn't want to tell us. 46, 54. The Jones still just 1 point in it. All to play for. 48 out of 60. See that confidence, Arthur? That confidence. Should never admit to it. 53, 45, 42, 45 from Dave Mills and the family down in Hastings. Okay. 49, not bad for Sonia down in Hastings as well. 47. So all to play for in this final round, the lyrics round. I will give you a lyric now. The neck and neck with the Woolofs, that's the Neeshams. The lyrics round. Now, last time, if you remember, we did a Christmas theme round. Well, this time, not Christmas, it's summer, because we want summer. It's felt like summer the last few days. May not feel like summer tomorrow, but all of these songs have summer in the title. The word summer is in the title, okay? So you get a point for the name of the song, but then you get a point for the original artist. Some of these songs have had more than one version done of them. So you get a point for the song, which has summer in the title, and a point for the group or the individual who first recorded it. Okay? This could be interesting for your discussions and debates down there. Here we go. So this is the first one. Don't forget, all the lyrics have summer in the title, and you need the name of the song and the original artists who sung it. I saved her life. She nearly drowned. He showed off, splashing around. I saved her life. She nearly drowned. He showed off, splashing around. Which summer song is that, and who originally sang it? Sharon, keep going, Sharon. 20 points. You might zoom up the table, unlike West Ham. We won't talk about that. So that's question one. I saved her life. She nearly drowned. He showed off, splashing around. Name of the song, which has summer in the title. Who were the artists? The individual, the group who originally sang it. Question number two. See the curtains hanging in the window in the evening on a Friday night. A little light shining through the window lets me know everything is all right. Now, somebody's thinking, I know this. They're trying to sing it. The tune's stuck in your head. See the curtains hanging in the window in the evening on a Friday night. A little light shining through the window lets me know everything is all right. Name of the song, the original artist. Number three. I'm going to take 2 weeks. Going to have a vacation. Vocation, that's a different song. Going to take 2 weeks. Going to have a vacation. Going to take my problem to the United Nation. Name of the song, person who sang it originally. I do realise when I go down the original artist route, I just hope my research is right. Because if someone says, actually, somebody else sang that first, I think I've got these all right. But in the event of a dispute, I'm right and no one else is. Okay? Anyway, I'm going to take 2 weeks, going to have a vacation. I'm going to take my problem to the United Nation. Number three. Number four. Don't matter what I do. It don't matter what I do. Don't matter what I do, because I end up hurting you. Don't matter what I do. It don't matter what I do. Don't matter what I do, because I end up hurting you. Which song with summer in the title and the name of the group or the individual who first sang it. Question number five. If her daddy's rich, take her out for a meal. If her daddy's poor, just do what you feel. If her daddy's rich, take her out for a meal. If her daddy's poor, just do what you feel. Name of the song, original artist. Now that's one that somebody will either know straight away or they'll have the tune slowly forming in their head. Okay? Now, because I've numbered them on the sheet here, I will be able to go back over some of them, even though they won't be on the screen. Anyway, number six. I got my first real six string, bought it at the 5 and dime, played it till my fingers bled. I got my first real six string, bought it at the 5 and dime, played it till my fingers bled. Summer song, name of the artist. Okay, somebody's singing it. I can hear someone singing it around the back of the house here. Either that or they're having an argument. Number 7. Hot summer streets and the pavements are burning. I sit around trying to smile, but the air is so heavy and dry. Hot summer streets and the pavements are burning. I sit around trying to smile, but the air is so heavy and dry. Summer song, who sang it? Okay, summer song, who sang it? Who was the original artist according to me? I'm actually saying that because I'm anticipating a bit of a Barney breaking out on the live chat over one or two of these. That's number 7. Number 8. Here it is, the groove slightly transformed. Just a bit of a break from the norm. Just a little something to break the monotony. Here it is, the groove slightly transformed. Just a bit of a break from the norm. Just a little something to break the monotony. Summer song, original artists. To get both points, that is. Question number 9. When I met you in the summer. No, John, I can't sing. Brian, you can phone a friend if you really want to. Just don't make it me because I won't answer. Okay, question number 9. When I met you in the summer, to my heartbeat sound, we fell in love as the leaves turned brown. When I met you in the summer, to my heartbeat sound, we fell in love as the leaves turned brown. That's a more modern summer song. So if there's younger, trendy members of your team, you might stand a chance of getting this one. I wouldn't have got it personally, even though I'm young and trendy, allegedly. Don't answer that. Okay, that's number 9. Number 10. Cool town, evening in the city, dressing so fine and looking so pretty. Cool cat, looking for a kitty, gonna look in every corner of the city. What were they on when they wrote these things? Anyway, here we go. Cool town, evening in the city, dressing so fine and looking so pretty. Cool cat, looking for a kitty, gonna look in every corner of the city. So I'm laughing. I'm laughing at my own jokes. That's always time to finish the quiz when you start laughing at your own jokes. Okay, there we go. That's 10 questions, 10 summer songs, 10 original artists, 20 points available. Okay. I'll do my best, John. I'll do my best. Okay. So does anybody quickly want any of the lyrics repeated before I give you the answers? I'll give you a few moments. Okay. I won't go through them all. The first 3 who put in a request, I'll read out from my list of questions here rather than go through what's actually back on the picture. Okay. Give it a few moments to go. Number 2 is see the curtains hanging in the window in the evening on a Friday night. A little light shining in the window. A little light shining through the window lets me know everything is all right. Okay, number 2. Number 7, hot summer streets and the pavements are burning. I sit around trying to smile, but the air is so heavy and dry. Emma, no. Number 4, so that's number 7. Hot summer streets and the pavements are burning. I sit around trying to smile, but the air is so heavy and dry. Number 8, here it is, the groove slightly transformed. Just a bit of a break from the norm. Just a little something to break the monotony. And number 4, don't matter what I do. Don't matter what I do. Don't matter what I do, because I end up hurting you. Okay, yeah, worth a try, Emma. Didn't work though. Here we go. So there we go. Here are the 10 questions, 20 points. Point for the song with summer in the title. You don't get a point of just saying summer because that's obvious. It's got to be the full title. Point for the original artist. I saved her life. She nearly drowned. He showed off, splashing around. Summer Nights. John Travolta, and Olivia Newton-John. Okay, and cast doesn't matter. John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John. Summer Nights. 1 point for the song title, 1 point for the 1 point for the artists, 2 points in total for the question. Okay, that's Summer Nights, not Summer Loving, Summer Nights. That's the name of the song. Okay, Summer Loving's a lyric, but Summer Nights. Now this one, if you think it was the Isley Brothers, you're wrong. See the curtains hanging in the window in the evening on a Friday night. A little light shining through the window. Let me know everything is all right. Okay, it is Summer Breeze, but it's Seals and Croft. Seals and Crofts did the original version 1 year before the Isley Brothers. So Seals and Crofts did the original version. If you got that right, you are a music aficionado. If you put the Isley Brothers, you're probably shouting at the screen now. But actually, it's Seals and Crofts did the original song, Summer Breeze. Number 3, not the vocation song for the vicar. Going to take 2 weeks, going to have a vacation, going to take my problem to the United Nation. Summertime Blues, Eddie Cochran. Summertime Blues, Eddie Cochran. I take it, Liz, you got that number 2 right. Okay? Summertime Blues, Eddie Cochran is number 3. Number 4, don't matter what I do, don't matter what I do, don't matter what I do, because I end up hurting you. Long Hot Summer by the Style Council. The band Paul Weller formed after he left the Jam. So Long Hot Summer by the Style Council is number 4. Number 5, I guarantee you'd have been singing it even if you didn't know it. If her daddy's rich, take her out for a meal. If her daddy's poor, just do what you feel. Mungo Jerry in the Summertime. Mungo Jerry. This is a real Marmite song. You either love it or you hate it. Okay? So, but it's Mungo Jerry in the Summertime. Oh dear, how quickly you fall off the perch, Liz. Never mind. Number 6. Got my first real 6-string. Bought it at the 5 and dime. Played it till my fingers bled. It was the summer of '69. Bryan Adams. Summer of '69. Bryan Adams is number 6. Number 7, you might have got, but you might not have got. That's obvious, isn't it? Anyways, hot summer streets and the pavements are burning. I sit around trying to smile, but the air is so heavy and dry. Cruel Summer by Bananarama. Cruel Summer by Bananarama. Number 8. Here it is, the groove slightly transformed. Just a bit of a break from the norm. Just a little something to break the monotony. Now, this is Summertime, and to get the full mark for the artist, it's DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. So not Will Smith. It was Will Smith, but it wasn't in the title. Summertime, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. You need all of those words to get the full artist points. Okay? Points of honor not to know a Bananarama song. Okay, fair enough. It's a good job there's not a Bananarama around then, because you'd have been terrible at that. Question number 9, a more modern one. When I met you in the summer to my heartbeat sound, we fell in love as the leaves turned brown. Calvin Harris and Just Summer. So this is the one question. If you just put summer down, you get a point for it. You need Calvin Harris for the other point. But if you just put summer down, then you get a point for the title, because it is called Summer. And finally, question number 10, last question of this quiz night. Cool town, evening in the city, dressing so fine and looking so pretty. Cool cat, looking for a kitty, gonna look in every corner of the city. It's the Loving Spoonful, Summer in the City. The Loving Spoonful, Summer in the City. So there you have it. End of the quiz. I did think about that, Dave. I did think about that, but I thought the undertones were just too niche, just a bit too niche for people, but it's just a bit too niche to be mainstream. Anyway, but thanks for mentioning it. So there you have. Total up your score, marks out of 80. So don't forget, we had a few people, 55, 54. So put your mark up. Don't worry about if you really want to put a low mark up, okay? Didn't get Cliff. Yes, Summer Holiday. Yeah, again, a bit too obvious. There are lots. There are more than 10 summer songs, Brian. You'll be surprised to know. More than 10. I like the one, the vocation, going to vocation. So this is out of 80, 59, 65 is in the lead from Jack's team. 65 out of 80. There's a 61, a 50, a 57, a 54, a 59. 54 from down in Hastings, 58 from the Collinses. Well, good try. Just 45, 65. So still 65. Oh, 2 people on 65. That's Liz Gerard's and Jack Bacon's team. Anyone can beat 65. Sharon, thanks for trying for 28. 65 is in the lead. Joint winners. Joint leaders, rather. 65. 50 and a half, 44, 52, 52, 38 from John Tigg. Thanks for trying, John. Well done. Okay. 65 is still the joint leaders. 65. Still waiting for the score from the Rudd. 68 for the Rudds. Unless they're playing a joke, they've soared through to take the lead. Defending their title, the Rudds on 68. Okay. You've been beaten by the Saxtons, the Greenfields. Oh dear. 61 from Emma Jones. You were so close. It's like the Eurovision Song Contest, this. It looks as if, unless somebody comes in, then we've actually got the Rudds on 68. The Rudds on 68. Just while the rest of the scores are coming in, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Don't forget, if you're able to and you want to, then actually put down, if you'd like to give money to the Ilkley Food Bank or to a food bank that's near to you, then please do. They're really needed, not just now, but in the coming days and weeks. Bit of trash talking coming from Lizzie's, the Gerards, okay? Johnny came through on the last round. There you go. A musician, he's bound to know them all. So I think the Rugs, the next one will be, that's a good question, Arthur. There will be another one. It'll be 3 or 4 weeks' time. But if you're signed up to the WhatsApp group, or you subscribe to our YouTube channel, then you would actually know, we actually sort of letting you know about it. Okay, so there we go. So there you go. I think the winners are, so a round of applause. The Rudds have defended their title. I'm running out of Easter eggs to give to the Rudds. Okay. Okay. Sharon would like to move in with the Rudds. Obviously not at the moment because you need to socially distance, you see. Maybe you can form a team with them, okay? Anyway, thank you so much for joining us this evening. If you are in the week, you're very welcome. If you'd like to join us for our morning worship tomorrow, live streamed on the YouTube channel, then you're very welcome to. There are lots of other things that come on our YouTube channel from time to time. So if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, then you'll get notifications of when not just our services and different events, but also when our next quiz night is going to be. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate you being with us wherever in the country you've been, in Ipswich, in Hastings, in London, in Ilkley, in Burley, all over the place. Thank you for joining us. Have a really great evening. Congratulations to the Rudds. Well done. Are they going to go for the Triple Crown next time? I'm sure they might try to. Okay. God bless you. See you soon. Keep in touch. Stay safe. And we'll be in touch. Join us for next quiz night, whenever that happens to be. I'll leave the camera going. If you want to put your goodbye messages to anyone, I'll leave the stream going for a few minutes so you can do that. For those still watching, this is a photograph that my wife and daughter put up on the WhatsApp group. At least they didn't make me a female royal.